Hello, Jez here from nigezza.blogspot.com. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm making a masculine card. Everybody seems to struggle with them. It's my uncle's 80th birthday next month, and so I made this. I was kind of inspired by some graffiti I'd seen whilst on holiday recently, and so I just thought, oh yeah, brick wall, a bit of graffiti saying happy birthday. That's the kind of look I was going for. And then I've sort of stamped the inside and made that look a little bit distressed and vintagey as well. So I'll show you how I did it. So I took a piece of very vanilla cardstock, and I've cut it just to 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 because I'm going to mat it onto the 6x6 card, and I embossed it using the brick wall embossing folder. And I just want to use some of our inks and make it look a little bit like a brick wall. So I'm using the deboss, so you've got like the brick sticking out a bit and the mortar being underneath, because that looks more like a brick wall than the other way around. That's just my opinion. Okay, so I'm taking my mat here to try and keep the grid paper clean. I'm using soft suede. I looked through the neutrals. I haven't got, I think I'd probably use Cajun Craze probably for a sort of a terracotta, but I haven't got it. So so I'm using soft suede, and I'm gonna sort of try and do a bit of a sponging effect. I'm also going to use my brushes. I got these brushes at a craft event, and I'm going to just use these initially for a sort of a subtler look. Sometimes I find using a sponge you get like a big blob where you don't want a big blob, and so I thought I'd try these. I haven't used them for ages because I've been mostly using all my Stampin' Up stuff, and I forget about the fact that I had a life before Stampin' Up and bought craft products from other organisations. Oh, I quite like that. Yep. And then I'm just going to sort of sponge the edges a little bit to give it a little bit of a darker look around the edge. But if I didn't use the sponge for the middle, to go over to the middle, because I just think I'd have just got darker in the middle. But I want the edges to stand out. And I wanted a light effect in the middle for the sentiment. But it is just down to how you feel it would look best. I'm quite liking that. That's okay. That's good to me. Right, and now to stick the sentiments on. So I've used our Happy Birthday Finlit die, and I've run it through my Big Shot in soft suede, and I've done 80 twice because I can't decide. I've done this is early espresso, and I've done crumb cake because I can't decide without doing it which look I like. So I thought I'll do both and hold it up, and then I can make my decision about which colour combo I like. Sometimes you just have to cut it out to make your decision. So just knock out these bits. Where's my pokey tool? Comes out really easy, this one. I love this. I just love it. Just these big bits to come out. I have got the brush thing, but I find they just knock out really quickly that I don't need it. And what I'm going to do is snip it apart. So that I have the happy and the birthday separate. So I am going to take my paper snips, and they're only joined in 3 places. So one, 2, 3. Then I'll just neaten them a little bit. Right, so that's my birthday. Just take that a little bit off there and there. That's me happy. And then I'm going to put my 80 in. And it's about which colour? The dark one or the light one? I think the dark one, actually. Yeah. Now I want a I'm going to take the little bit of scrap that's left over from that. I think I'll do it in the same colour. I've got the stamps from the number of years stamp set, and I'm going to do the and the little banner. So with soft suede, I'm going to stamp my banner and then stamp my right that way, like that. There is a die to match this. I never use it. I just think, well, it's all straight lines, isn't it? So that'd just be too time consuming. So it is just as quick to do snip, 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 up the middle, up the 2 ends. I just find that quicker than getting the die, sticking it on my magnetic platform, fiddling with it for about 10 minutes to make sure it's in the right place, and then sticking it on. There we go. Happy 80th birthday. I like that. Yep. So let's get it glued down. So I'm going to stick the happy birthday down, and I think I'll raise the others up on dimensionals. So I think I might use my fine tip loop for this. I always struggle with getting the lid off, end up taking the whole lot off. Right, so I'm going to get my thing in again and just dab these. Yeah, it's coming out. Dab it around. One thing you've got to remember with fine tip glue pen is stick the lid on as soon as you're finished, because it's got a needle in it that goes up the metal point, and if that clogs, you've had it really. So whereas Tombow, I leave the lid off all the time, through a project upside down in a plastic pot, and the end does sometimes dry, but you just pick it off with your nails, whereas that don't work with this. And because it's a syringe, it's very hard to find a needle to poke it down. So I just make sure I've took the end off, and I use my finger to sort of guide it in until I find the hole, and that's it. Done. Ready for the next one. I always store them. Most of my glues are stored upside down, but I don't that one because I don't want it in the getting hard. So let's stick our, I've got a pair of tweezers somewhere. Oh, I can't find them. So stick me happy birthday up there. Gonna put my 80th about there. So, oops, helps if you put it up the right way. And I'm going to put it along there. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, like that. Right, now then, I want my mini dimensionals, which I thought I'd got out. Clearly not. And now I can't find them. I had them in a pot. I was using them yesterday whilst I was filming, and now they've decided to run away. She's filming. Right, give me 2 secs. So I found that they weren't hiding. I was just looking in the wrong drawer. So love these mini dimensionals, and they are perfect for the little numbers. So I'm going to stick, so perfect, that one at the bottom there, just poking a tad, take a bit off, marvellous. Put that there. I did, to go on the ends of the O's, I did cut them in half, and that was perfect. And then for the I've used a normal size dimensional, fits on there, just right. Happy 80th birthday. Now what I've got to decide is, for the card base, is whether or not I want to pick up on the 80 or pick up on the happy birthday. I think I'm going to go with the 80. Yep, like that. So I'm going to get some 12 by 12 and hope I've got some chocolate chip. I do. It's not chocolate chip, it's early espresso. So cut this at 6. Okay, save that for later, and then score at 6. And then I'm going to just stick that on. So now we've got a decision to make. Do I stick it on flat or do I raise it on dimensionals? I'm not posting it, so I think I'll raise it on dimensionals. And I've got from from the bit of Very Vanilla I cut the front out of. I've cut a bit for the centre. So I shall go and raise those undimensionals and get back to you. Right, to stamp the sentiment inside, I'm using my Tim Holtz stamping platform. I'm not doing the sentiment and the number together because the sentiment's not as thick as the number, and I tried it already and it didn't work. So yeah, happy with that. So I'll take them off, although I could leave them on. It doesn't really matter because it won't stamp again. Right, and then I'm going to lay the number of years where I want it. Pick it up. Ink that. And push it down. You can use a stamping jig. I do have one, but since I got this, I like this. It doesn't seem to want to stamp in that little point there. Yeah, it's done it now. Just give it another little. Marvellous. Happy with that. Clean that off afterwards, and then I think I'm just going to ink round the edges to finish it off nicely. The sponge has decided to just disappear, so I'll use my brush to just do some subtle little edge sponging. If it was for a female, I think I'd stamp some foliage coming in, but it's for a man. So leave it at that. Quite like that look. Kind of matches the front a bit. And then I'm just going to use some Tombow. As you can see, we have two sides of cardstock for a reason, and the reason is we sometimes make mistakes. There we go. And shoved my card out the way, didn't I? Oh well, I'm quite happy with that because I'd inked it up on the mat where I'd done all the brushing, picked up a bit of extra ink, but actually, do you know what? I quite like it. So there we go. A nice little simple mail card. Hope you like it. All the measurements and everything will be on my blog, nigezza.blogspot.com. I'm doing that, hoping that works. If not, I just look a little bit daft, don't I? Okay, thank you, bye.